Hi, everybody, and welcome to another session of. Okay, so again, for some reason, my mic decided to mute itself, and I don't know what is causing that. It's very frustrating. We're back. All I did was laid some thin glue down, as you saw, but didn't hear me talking about, and put that on. This glue is art glitter glue. I've had this for at least a couple of years, still continues to work really great. It's frustrating sometimes when it gets clogged up, but you just take a pen and you work with it, and it usually turns out pretty good. So, look over there and make sure that the audio is still on. I'm just going to lay down another thin line. I was talking about the tip that comes with this glue and how much I like it because it allows you to really lay down a really nice thin line of glue, and that way you don't get a lot of overkill. It's not going to focus, but there you go, you can see it. Okay, so let's turn this like so, and let's just line it up down here at the bottom. I'll go ahead and press that on, kind of work it as we go up until we get it fairly lined up with what we want. Turn it over and rearrange things a little bit to try and cover as much of the black as we can. Look over, and yes, the mic is still working. Yay! Yay, mic! I don't know why it mutes itself. I go live, I check it, it's good. I start the video, I glance over there, and it's gone again. So you just never know when it's going to come or go. So I could have left it like that, but I went ahead and decided because you know the way these tassels work, they wrap around the buttons on the top of the cap, and I'm not even sure why they decided to put a different color cap, but that's what it is. So, and then a little bit of glue, and this goes on that glitter. So I put it on a little bit heavier. I just drop it on, take your tweezers, because that's the great thing also about this glue is that it gives you time to move things around and get them where you want them. And then I'm going to press that on there really good. Okay, so that, in a nutshell, I'm going to go ahead because this glue does tend to dry. I'm going to go ahead and stick my pin in there. I'm going to need the glue again, obviously, but I'm going to stick my pin in there. And now we've got our hat made. There it is. Looks really good. We're going to set it off to the side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up this thing called a cricket cuttlebug. Now you can't, I believe they stopped making these, but it's just like the Caesar or Sizer Big Stick. Is that what it's called? Does the exact same thing. So you can still get these machines. I don't use it often, but I do like it when I do use it. And now I'm wondering, oh, here it is. So I printed this off the other day when I was doing all of the printing. That's the white piece, right? And it wrote nice hat congratulations on it. And now I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it into this embossing folder. So let me set this off to the side for a second. Just going to take this and lay it in the embossing folder. Not a cutting folder, but an embossing. And I want to get as much of that thanks as I can at the bottom. So I'm going to line it up like that. Then I'm going to take the A's and the B's, and I mean this thing, all these letters, it gets so confusing, but it's really not that difficult. Then I'm going to lay this on top of it, which is going to make it thick enough to run through our machine. So I'm just going to do that while holding it. This normally seals to this fairly good. And now I'm just going to run it through this machine. And you're going to love the effects of this. Just a really quick running through. And then voila, out the other end. Now we're going to set this machine off to the side because we don't need it anymore right now. Oh, excuse my head. Okay, cool. So now for the reveal, try and get it out of that light. Take that off, open this up. There's the white. Now we're going to just peel it off. Ta-da! Isn't that awesome? So now we got all of these thanks and thank you on here, which is really what I want to say to my grad consultants, right? Thanks for doing the great job that you've done while you were here. Congratulations. So, now the other thing that I did, like I said, I went ahead and pre-cut this stuff simply because you saw me cutting the other day. I showed you how you can cut things in any order you want to. You don't have to do it the way that Cricut has it lined up for you. So when I cut them, I had an Irish blessing. I had Cricut write an Irish blessing on the inside, and this says, "May the dreams you hold dearest be those which come true. The kindness you spread keep returning to you." And that's the Irish blessing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to glue it to the front of this card. So let me go ahead and do that really quick. So, like I said, now when I use the glue on this, on the corners, I lay it down pretty thick because of all of the bumps and lumps and right, and I want to try and get as much glue in there as I can so that it will actually stick, right? And then I just squiggle it all over the inside here. Just want to make sure we have good coverage so that it sticks and stays, just like that. Then you're just going to have to eyeball it the best you can. You've probably, if you've like me, you've laid it down a million times, so you kind of know what you want. And that looks really darn good to me, so I'm just going to press that down. And then what I was doing when I finished up the other cards is I was just taking it and setting it in here and pressing down on it. Now, would this squirt out some glue? Very possibly, and it did on one of them, but it's really easy to wipe off, so no big deal. See, right there's some glue, and I'm just going to take my finger and wipe that glue off and get that cleared off. But what it did do is help get a nice seal on this, and then if I want, I mean, this glue dries clear as most craft glue does, but you can just take your tweezers and wipe off any excess glue if it bothers you, and sometimes it does. So I get as much of it off as I can. Could I have lined that up a little better? Maybe, but I don't know. I don't really think so. I think it's pretty darn good. So that's what we've got. Let me go ahead and put, again, my pen back in my glue bottle, or it will clog up big time on me. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our hat and we're going to put it on our card, right? And I don't know if I told you guys the other day. I think I did. I'm going to use these to do that. So let's flip the hat over. Let's just take our tweezers and start grabbing these guys off. We're going to fit one right down near the bottom of the tassel. It fits. I wasn't sure it was going to, but it does. And then as close to the edge as we can get them, right? So you can see, I hate that this mat is black. I have a different color mat, but I really don't work with black. I don't think I work with black cardstock all that frequently, so, but I do know that it causes a bit of an issue seeing what I'm doing. There we go. How about that? That works a little better. Go ahead and stick one here, and then for good measure, stick one about right there. So this is going to give our card a bit of a 3D effect, as you'll see here in just a second. Take my tweezers and go ahead and take off all the little sticky things. Yay, go me. Cricut does have some good tools. Well, Cricut has a lot of good things. Some things they do that I don't necessarily always agree with, but they do have good tools. They have good machines. Their software works fairly well for what it is. Okay, so there's our hat again. So now I'm going to set that off because I'm going to be working on this. And again, this is just an eyeball thing, right? Kind of want it even from the nice hat and congratulations. Want the tassel. So I'm just going to kind of drop it right there. Give it a good look over. It could move just a hair. I want to kind of keep the tassel on the card, on the white part. Move it up a little, maybe. I don't know. I think that looks pretty good. Gently drop it. And then just press down firmly so that it sticks. And there you go. There is your graduation card. Now I want to show you what the card that I started with looked like really quick. So hold on just a second. I think it's this one. So yeah, this is the card that I started with. Yeah, just that simple. It was just an all white card. I don't think, let's see. That's all there was to it. And so I think you can see from what we've done that we've definitely spiced it up quite a bit. Oh, I always forget where my mouse is. What we started with, that plain white card. Give me a little second here. Just want to show you how these all turned out, because I'm pretty happy with them. Pretty happy with them. All right, so let's see if we can. New camera view. There we go. A little bit of a delay on that, but there are the cards. I asked them what their favorite colors were so that I could customize the card as well as then the color that I use to write inside the card. And I really like this cardstock because it's hard to find cardstock that is color on one side and white on the other. Most cardstock is either different colors on the sides or the same color. So let's switch back to our overhead really quick. So that camera that I just was using, so that's the new software that I'm using, and it's working, but again, until I get better internet, it's gonna be delayed like that. But hey, it hasn't lost the signal, it's still connected to the software. If I could just figure out why it keeps muting me, I'd be pretty happy. So there's our cards. I like them. I think the graduates are going to like them. The only thing I have left to do is to make envelopes for them. You can take any envelope with any card that you find in the Cricut design space and you can alter it to the size that you need. So don't be afraid to do that. That works really well, and that's usually what I end up doing as well. So, let's go there, there. Where am I? Huh. Sometimes. Oh, I know where I'm at. Yay! There I am. Okay, so that's it for today. Pretty short live, as I intended it to be. I just wanted to show you, once again, what the final product of these cards looked like, and I'm really happy with the way that they turned out. Really? Okay, so there is a setting somewhere that when I am switching from one scene to another, it is automatically muting the mic because it just muted it again. So I've got to figure that out. But at least now I know, I think, what is going on. So again, thank everybody for watching. I will be doing more lives. I do have internet that is at least a bit more stable and allows me to do this, even though the quality probably isn't quite what I would hope for. But hey, we're doing the best we can until we get Starlink, which is the latest and greatest in satellite internet that's supposed to offer speeds from 50 to 150 in the beginning and then upwards from there. So that's what we're hoping for, but that's not going to happen until mid to late 21 if it happens then. You know how these things often get delayed. The system's currently in beta testing, so we'll just have to see. We've put our deposit down, so hopefully within a year. Let's cross our fingers that we'll be able to get even better internet than what we're dealing with right now, and it'll be cheaper because cellular internet, honestly, is pretty darn expensive. So, but at least I get at least double the download speeds, and the upload speed is really what was messing me up doing lives because their upload with CenturyLink was less than 1 meg. And at least with this cellular, we get anywhere from 6 to 10 and even higher upload. So, all's well that ends well, right? Okay, again, thank you for watching and stay safe, stay healthy wherever you are in the world, and have a good day. Goodbye.